Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Chris here in Hawaii. We are at the London close. It is 4:29 p.m. Thanks for joining me. It's kind of I've done the last day or two. I'm going to cover the trade from yesterday first, then we'll get into the current day's data, so that way we can make a good decision and keep the subjects normalized here. So this was yesterday. We got in here on this spike up on this trade. It kind of snuck around in our negative territory, dropped down here during Asia. So it really consolidated. So I thought it was going to continue the drop. You can see this really, really nice 3-bar drop here. But it kind of moved up here into late Asia. And we did get stopped out on this one. So kind of breaks our streak, I think, of three positive trades in a row. But hey, it happens. If you would have held on to it, it would have dropped, and you could have taken a little bit of profit on it. But you can see, I mean, it's right at the entry again here. So it's really consolidated. So I think the market's trying to figure out what they want to do next. So that was yesterday's trade. In terms of today, let's take a look at the heat map and see what we have going on here. So you can see right now there's a big sell-off on the Swiss franc. For some reason, the Kiwi is strong, despite the fact the RBNZ is looking at maybe going negative rates. They're way up versus the Swiss franc. Euro's down, but slightly. The dollar is up, but slightly. So it's real choppy out there. You can see there's nothing really, really strong except for Canadian dollar being slightly positive and Swiss franc being negative on here. Kiwi is just about full positive. They're teetering against the Canadian dollar. Overnight, we did have some data out of Canada, and it was basically their CPI month over month, trim CPI. Everything was a miss on that. Their wholesale sales were up 8% though, above the forecast, so 18.5 compared to 10.4. And what I think really is driving the crude oil inventories is they're down 1.6 million. So with the inventories down, I think that's going to bode well for oil. And taking a look here at the oil prices, they're actually down slightly. So Canadian dollar is kind of bucking the trend. So that could be something we can use to trade here. All of the markets are up, Dow, S&P, NASDAQ. The VIX is up slightly as well, so keep an eye on that. All the European markets are up as well. So it's becoming a big bull market here out of coronavirus, which is very, very interesting. So looking at kind of the heat map, there's really nothing else news-wise that's moving stuff. There was some roadblocks on trade talks for the pound, so that could impact UK. And like I said, the Canadian dollar is rallying slightly here. So what I would be interested in is looking at a pound short. Pound shorts, Canadian dollar shorts are kind of what I'm looking for today. And I think a pound dollar would probably be the most logical first step. So let's take a look and see what we have here on pound dollar. So we have a nice move downward. You can see it's kind of run into this volume here, and it's starting to spike up a little bit. There's not a heck of a lot of liquidity until you get up into here. So this area right here could be a turning point if it doesn't even make it. So I'd be interested in maybe a stop up into this area. You can see the volume right here. You'd be looking at about 15 pips right now if you took the entry, but let's see what the full picture looks like. Yeah, there was some volume buildup right in here. You can see this. Look at just with these little 2 wicks. It's almost as much volume as this 3.5 hours of bars right here. So there was definitely a battle going on here, and it looks like the price got driven up a little bit higher. So let's keep an eye on this one. I think pound US could be good for a short today. But another one I like. I do like possibly a USD CAD. I like the long on this one. Let's take a look here. So Canadian dollar is down 131.56. So it's actually bucking the trend here. I don't like that CPI data, but the markets are super positive today. I don't know if that bodes well for the US dollar. Let's take a look at maybe like an Aussie CAD. Looking at the market here, you can see there's a little bit of a drop here on the Aussie. See, my worry about taking an Aussie is the versus the US dollar. The Aussie is at a high with the dollar, so I would expect a period of retracement on that one. So, we're going to stick with this pound US dollar. I like the trade talk. The trade talk delay, I think that's going to impact things here. So right now you can see it's a very bullish bar. I'd like to see, and this is where we can kind of time our entry, is I'd like to see it move up into this volume area here. It seems like it's going to get past this area of low liquidity. Once it starts running into here, you're running into previous orders. So the question is, what is it going to do when it gets up to here? Will it take another leg up and go to the top, or will it stall? So I'm not willing to take a short on this strong bar right here. I'd like to see what it does if it can get into this area. Does it reject? So the other thing you got to think about here is, the dollar's not particularly strong here. There was a little bit of a mini rally, but I just think that's some profit taking, honestly. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let me take a look at the levels and let me see if there's any levels worth trading today. I see that spike up. So it's at the figure here. So actually, this could be a really good level of a bounce, but the volume's not till up here. So probably realistically, I think we'll get up to 132.20 before we see any type of decision on that. We have our weak currencies today in pound and Canadian dollar. I would also put the Kiwi in there. I know the Kiwi's being bought up right now, but once again, that negative rate piece, I think, will weigh on this sucker. But obviously, the the markets are not following that sentiment. So the markets are never wrong. Let's put it that way. They're never wrong, but they're always wrong. All right, let's take a look and see what we have on the. Let's look at see if we have any levels. Pound yen could be interesting. 71. Yeah, see, it's not really a risk-off type environment though, so I don't know if the yen's going to hold any swoon here. Here's an interesting one. So Euro CAD is at a pretty substantial level. Look at that level right there. That kind of marked it. So it's found a little bit of a base right here. So the question is this thing going to continue downward? You can see it tested it, spiked back up. I think if it goes down and tries to attack it again, this thing's going to continue downward. So I would say if this thing closes below this level here, we're going to be looking at going after 156 even. Once again, my Canadian dollar prediction is not being proven very valid today, but the euro and the pound seem to be being sold off slightly, and then the euro's at a pretty big high versus the US dollar. So, you know, eventually people are going to take some profits on that, and they already kind of have today a little bit. So, I'm not real keen on taking a Canadian dollar long, but the euro is kind of showing a little bit more weakness, I'd say. I mean, you can see it based on, you know, pretty much today. It's if you look at, let's see, what was it? London time was 2100. So from here, so it's down about 60 pips from the London Open. So that would be a good one to take if it does break, but I want something that's ready-made here, ready to go. Let's see. 2287. Okay, I don't really see anything else on the docket here. I do like this pound US, so I think we'll stick with this guy here. If we were to get in now, we'd be looking at 23 pip stop with a 50 pip profit target. I'm looking at 131.45 as kind of my area for a retrace, and I'll show you why. Let's go back to this full chart here. So we'll mark this level. So you can see this area of consolidation that it bounced off of. So there's going to be some orders down in here for stops. So that's why I think it'll take it. If it goes down, it's going to go down to there, right into here, because there's going to be some liquidity here. So if people are buying right now, right, which is looks like that's what they're doing, sell orders are going to be here. So if I wanted to get all this liquidity up, you know, if there's no liquidity, it's the sells are going to take it further down. If there is liquidity, people want to take it longer. They want to get to this level and get to these orders here. So I would say on the flip side, if you're going this way, there's probably some people that have taken trades right now at the figure, and they probably have stops right here at the 30 level. So um, if I wanted to take this another leg down, I might bounce it up to this level and take this liquidity out and then go down here. So that's why we're kind of in wait and see mode. I want to see if this thing moves up to another level, or if there's just not enough oomph to get it here, and it's just going to continue dropping down. So